Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Anna Manuel. If you've noticed there's something going around, you're right. Doctors say respiratory illnesses are surging around the country. Our Sonia Ellison finds out how it's looking in the southern tier.
Not a lot of people know about COVID anymore, so it's not really being talked about.
As National Influenza Vaccination Week begins, Steuben County Public Health Director Darlene Smith says respiratory viruses are now on the rise, with 8 to 20 flu cases being reported daily in Steuben County.
COVID, we are now averaging approximately 25 new positive cases per day.
An at-home COVID antigen test is a good start if you're feeling sick this season. They're available at any Southern Tier Library System library, along with masks.
If you're worried about it, put your mask back on everywhere you can.
Some locals are considering masking up soon.
Not yet, but I'm thinking about it.
Data reporting for the RSV virus is just beginning.
New York State Department of Health just changed their policy around that and added RSV to the long list of mandated reporting of providers to us.
Vaccines are available to anyone without a doctor's order except for RSV. There's a limited supply for those who are most vulnerable and most needed.
Right now, that's only for those over the age of 60 and women who are pregnant.
But everyone can follow basic precautions.
Not staying near people who are sick.
But just to be conscious of who are you getting together with? Are they sick? Frequent hand washing, keeping the vitamins up, and get vaccinated if you can.
Darlene expects to see a rise in respiratory illnesses after Christmas, but
as far as COVID is concerned, in the last 3 years, we've been a lot higher than 25 a day at this point in the month.
Sonia Ellison, Big Fox News, Corning.
The Shamong County Sheriff's Office needs your help to identify 3 white males caught on surveillance. All 3 of the men pictured are suspects in a larceny at the Best Buy in Big Flats. Anyone who recognizes these men or has any information about the incident can contact the Shamong County Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigation Division at the number on your screen. This Thursday will be the annual Santa's Day Off Toy Drive at the Bath Volunteer Fire Department. From 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., you can drop off unwrapped, new, and gently used toys to be distributed to youth in the central Steuben County area. The toy drive has been a Bath tradition for decades. Corning First Baptist Church hosts a free event where children and families can have lunch and take pictures with Santa at the church. This will take place Saturday, December 16th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The church will serve pizza and cake for lunch. There will also be festive activities like crafts and storytelling for all ages. The event is free, but you must make reservations by calling the number on your screen and leaving a message. A powerful explosion rocking a neighborhood in the suburbs of Washington, D.C. last night. The blast destroying at least 2 homes. Rebecca Castor has the latest on this investigation.
Ukraine's president will help make the pitch to senators today, but there's going to be some significant pushback from Republicans and even some Democrats over how all of this is coming together. Another Russian missile strike in Ukraine. Israel ramping up its campaign against Hamas in Gaza. 2 seemingly intractable conflicts, and add to that the growing crisis at the U.S. southern border, and you have what lawmakers are up against now.
The world is watching what we do in Congress these coming weeks. You can bet Vladimir Putin is watching, Hamas is watching, Iran, President Xi, North Korea, all our adversaries. They're watching closely.
Just days ago, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky acknowledged that the war between Israel and Hamas has sapped the world's attention from his country's struggle against a Russian invasion. And he will make a remote video pitch to senators today for more money and try to help the White House counter some Republican skepticism.
A vote against supplemental funding for Ukraine will hurt Ukraine and help Russia.
At the same time, the administration will have to win over some Democrats to provide more funding to Israel. And Republican leaders say none of this goes anywhere without new policies to stem the growing tide of illegal immigration at the southern border.
I'm not tying anything to Ukraine. What we're saying is if the administration wants to talk about supplemental funding for anything, the southern border must be secured first. Until that happens,
we don't have any money,
the House is closed.
And we could see this package come to an initial vote this week in the Senate. It is not expected to move forward. In Washington, Doug Luzader, Fox News.
The White House is hoping to start pushing a massive aid bill for Israel and Ukraine through Congress this week. The $106 billion package is already meeting some resistance. But as Doug Luzader reports from Washington, Democrats are enlisting some help from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky.
Stunning video shows a home exploding Monday night in Arlington, Virginia, just outside D.C. Police say it burst into flames after a suspect fired multiple rounds from a flare gun inside the home.
Thought it was a sonic boom at first.
It's incredibly shocking. It had to be a deliberate act and a desperate person, and I hope it has no broader connections to terrorism or something.
Officers were at the home to execute a search warrant because a few hours earlier, police say the suspect fired the flare gun dozens of times into the street. No one was injured, but neighbors say the powerful blast happened after an hours-long standoff between police and the suspect.
We were attempting to do the search warrant. We were attempting to make contact with the individual when shots were discharged inside the residence.
Several officers received minor injuries but did not need to go to the hospital. It's unclear whether the suspect is still alive, but police do not believe there was anyone else inside.
We're still in the preliminary of the investigation.
At least one other home was destroyed by the blast. So far, police have not shared any information on the suspect. The FBI and other federal agents are helping with the investigation. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Another lawsuit is claiming Panera Bread's charged lemonade is a cause of death. It is the second time the chain is being sued for its caffeinated drink, potentially leading to a wrongful death. The lawsuit filed on Monday claims 46-year-old Dennis Brown went into cardiac arrest and died shortly after drinking the lemonade. The 30-ounce charged lemonade reportedly contains more caffeine than a Red Bull and Monster drink combined. Panera Bread says its own investigation into the claims finds no wrongdoing by the company's products, and that the lawsuit is, quote, without merit. It looks like these colder temperatures are here to stick around for the next few days. We'll have more in your complete forecast next, plus this.
The hot housing markets for 2024. I'm Jerry Willis with Fox Business. Details ahead.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Good evening and happy Tuesday. We are rolling through the rest of this week with some continued changes. Now, overall, when it comes down to the precipitation, note that it is continuing to remain light. Our first chance is coming here as we roll into our Wednesday with some lake response. We have a northerly wind, so that northerly wind moving over Lake Ontario is going to send some snow showers south of the lake, leading right into the Finger Lake region and even bringing some snow showers up through the Elmira Corning area. But there's also going to be a second chance that's going to come into our Thursday morning, and that's going to be as a warm front is going to be lifting north into the northeast. Now, with it being associated with some warmer temperatures, that's going to lead to more mixed precipitation chances there. Could bring some slick roadway conditions, and then that warm front is going to lead into some warm December weekend conditions, and there could be a stronger storm before we head into next week. Now, here's what we have as we roll into our Wednesday. 29 for a low, a high of about 37 degrees. So near those normal highs and lows, and we'll note that it is going to be a cool enough environment to allow for those snow showers. So into our Wednesday here, you'll see these sporadic snow showers even continuing to build more of them off of the lake with that light wind. It's not going to be too blustery, but enough with the cooler air temperatures and that warm lake temperature to allow for that chance throughout the day. Battling some cloud cover, might see some sunshine, even might have some clearing into Thursday morning. Before that Thursday morning, here is your frontal system pretty much falling just just outside of Lake Erie that is going to be pushing into the region with some small chances for some mixed precipitation. So from both events, what we note is that accumulation does remain very minor. We see reports staying under about a half an inch. There will be some spots, especially through higher elevations, closer to the north, that could get up to an inch or so. So something that we'll be watching. But when it comes down to road conditions, do keep yourself wary, especially with that changeover that will happen on Thursday. So most of the flakes that fly on Wednesday will stay snow showers as temperatures hover just around that freezing mark. Few spots creeping above it. Might see some filtered sunshine. If not, there is some partial clearing expected into Thursday morning, where temperatures will be able to fall into those 20s, but then by about sunrise or earlier, cloud cover will increase with that warm front lifting in. So although we may start snow showers, a transition over to some rain showers will be possible, but not a moisture-rich system. It's more starved than anything, leading to the potential of very light accumulation, but that can still, with the changeover of temperatures, lead to some slick roadway conditions. Now that warm front lifts north, and that's going to then put us underneath a southerly wind as we head into the weekend. So Friday through Saturday, we have that flow, and then it becomes strong on Sunday, as Sunday is where our attention will be drawn to a stronger low pressure system. So we do have some dry and mild conditions both Friday and Saturday, with highs into those 50s. We could near the 60s on Sunday, but it will be associated with wind and rain.